It is time to show that you don't need to go spend an absolute crazy amount of money to get a good combo in Counter-Strike 2. Today we're going to be showcasing 15 combinations that come in either around or under the $250 budget. Let's waste no time and let's get into it. It's a strange world when I get to suggest the Overtech gloves, but if you get the Overtech gloves and pair them with the Shadow Dagger's Tiger Tooth, it does come in at $259. I know we're kicking it off a little bit over the budget I set, but I did say in and around, and with all the market rises recently, it does get a little bit harder to get through this, but we can manage it. And this is a pretty solid combo if you ask me. The Tiger Tooth finish on the Shadow Daggers actually holds up really nicely. If orange isn't for you and you want a bit more neutral, you can go for unhinged Broken Fang gloves and pair it with a survival knife vanilla. This combination is $251, at least only over by $1 this time, and this is one of my favorites from the video because you got the silver accents on the gloves that pair in with the full silver blade. And there's absolute plenty of like black and silver skins in CS, so this can become the base of a very nice, unique, but budget-friendly loadout. While editing this, I realized I didn't announce that we have a giveaway today. This one is provided by Twin Daddy. He saw we have new members coming, and as a member himself, he wanted to give something back to the community. So he's given a minimal wear stat track M4A4 magnesium up for grabs. All you have to do to enter is leave a comment down below with your favorite skin from today's video, hit the like button, and be subscribed, and we'll pick the winner in a few days' time. Good luck, and let's get back to it. One thing that I do like is that you can still get minimal wear gloves in this budget. Racing green driver gloves and min wear with a survival knife forest DD pat comes in at $232. Now, you do kind of need to go for minimal wear for the driver gloves because they just wear bad on the knuckles either way. But just the fact you can get minimal wear, which is normally so pricey, in this price range is really nice. And yes, you're going to see a lot of survival knives, daggers, paracors, navahas because of the budget we have. This is the first of two rust coat combinations. This is the Desert Shama gloves, where I think they are the better of the brown gloves in the game, at least on the hand wrap side of things. And I want to pair it with a Huntsman at rust coat. Combination total comes in at $230, so we're well under budget here. It gives you some buffer. There's at least like 4 of the rust coats you could probably pick here, so go have a little look around, but the Huntsman would be my suggestion. And in recent months, the Queen Jaguar gloves have become super popular, but you can still get them in this price range. Now, pairing wise for them, you kind of want to go for case hardened, vanilla, or lower. I went case hardened here because we can sneak in the Navaja and field test and come in under budget at $245. Yes, it's not for everyone, but what I will say is it's got the brown handle, brown gloves, and this is a random generator one. This is actually a bit of a gold gem or a piss gem, I'd say, so you might not get this full yellow, but getting as much yellow as possible without much overpay, it will do the job for you here, and you've obviously got a good upgrade path for the future. Now, normally for the yellow bandits, I would go for a lower knife, but what I found out is black laminates actually work kind of nice with them because it's such a black base on the gloves. With the yellow, you get to go black knife into the black elements of the gloves, and the lower would be my go-to, as I say, but the yellows and the golds are a bit too much of a contrast in CS2, so for $240, I think this is a pretty solid combination that allows you creativity for like a black and yellow loadout. Now, this is one that I've almost always suggested in these sort of videos, but it's the Gorilla Bloodhound gloves with the Paracord Beryl Forest. One of the cheapest comes in at $227. You are dealing with two different types of camo that don't necessarily pair in perfectly, but there are green on the knife that pairs with the green on the gloves and brown on both of them as well. So overall, pretty solid combination, especially if you're like happy to go down that camo route. And speaking of going down the camo route, you could go for Arboreal hand wraps with a gut knife Beryl Forest for $255. If I'm being honest, I prefer the previous combination for this, but I wanted to give you guys as many options as possible. And one of the fun things is the gut knife has a very satisfying draw animation, so at least you can spam that. Here is our second rust coat combination. Now, the knife looks better here, the gloves not so much. If you go for hand wraps constrictor with a paracord knife rust coat, the combination comes in at $1 under budget at $249. This is a 0.9 float paracord knife. I have accounted for some overpay for what I think you can get these knives for, and you can see compared to the other rust coat, it turns it in a nice color that actually pairs well with the constrictors. And then honestly, the only combination I was a bit unsure about was the needle points, because I used to pair them with Ultratronics even though it wasn't a 1-for-1, but they weren't in budget, and I was thinking if you want a red combination, this is probably your only option. Field test at needle points and field test at gut knife crimson web. I will say it's probably my least favorite overall from the bunch. It doesn't work 1-for-1 perfectly, but if you want red and that's the option, I mean, that's what you're looking at, right? Now, this next one, I think I honestly cooked. This is the third Commando company with a classic knife scorched. One thing I liked about this is, I think the default would be going for a green knife, because there's lots of green. Some people go slaughter because there's that pinky red stripe, but these knuckles that have this, it's not quite carbon fiber, but it's a very deep, unique color of black. It actually looks really nice with the scorched blade on the classic knife, and because it's a field tested classic knife, you get what I call the kick pattern effect on the blade, right? That color sort of pairs in with the, I'm gonna say, the third colors of the gloves. So like this for $239. Tom's been running these gloves himself recently, and I'm starting to like them more. But with a scorched knife, particularly the classic, I think this is one of the favorites out of this video that you should be considering, because it gives you a very unique path. Now, I won't continue to wax lyrical about the third Commando companies. Instead, we're going to go for all-out sort of grey vibes. We have the duct tape hand wraps of the survival knife Urban Mass. This is a $229 combo. For me, I don't know what it is, I feel like the survival knife just really suits hand wraps, especially in this case where it is the greyish colours, I can say, of the gloves into the grey white of the Urban Mask. Not for me, not for everyone, but maybe it does a job for you. And this one was a real nice sort of surprise, because you can get specialist gloves in this budget. Now, field tested specialist gloves are $158. They eat up a lot of the budget, but then you can get shadow daggers for $97. The total comes out at $255. It is $5 over, but like for using weapons, for example, like specialist gloves just look super, super clean. Like these are really nice to have in this budget. Obviously, the knuckles take somewhere. Daggers aren't the preference knife, but again, it's a good base to build from. And never did I think I would be suggesting the transport gloves, but honestly, I'm not going to say they've grown on me a crazy amount, but since learning that they actually have like camo pattern on them, it's just with the colors, you don't see it that well. They interest me a little bit. Now, the pairings for this are tough. You would normally be looking at like a case hardened piss gem, but when I was looking through, people suggested trying vanilla with them, and I decided to go that route. This is $255. It's one of the, I'm gonna say it is one of the worst combinations out of the 15, but I at least wanted to give another option so you guys had it. So there you go. And then we're going to end it with one that's a little bit over the budget, but I do want to say if you went for a Navajo knife, this comes very close to the budget. But I think going for, again, hand wrap survival knife, they just work. This is $285. Spruce TD Pat with the safari mesh. The colors just work really well. Depending on the pattern you get on the knife as well, it can work even better. But there we go. That is 15 combinations you can get in the beginning of June 2025 for in and around the $250 mark. As I say, the prices continue to increase, does make this harder and harder. I used to be able to do it for $200 in the past. Now I kind of have to do baseline of $250. It's nice that I can get 15 combinations in here. This is my favorite one, the Scorch with the third Commando. Please let me know in the comments down below which one was your favorite, and if you want me to continue this series, because we could jump to $500 next, or maybe even like a $400 if we don't want to go that high. Let me know the thoughts. A big thank you to the YouTube members that continue to support the channel. It is greatly appreciated. We recently had a viewer loadout come out, and that'll be linked down below. If you want to skip the queue and get yours made, hit that join button that you can see down below with all the details. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.